welcome to Tahiti. I want to show you around on this 82 feet catamaran that just came up for sale. I've been captain on it for 3 years. I started out in Seychelles Islands. We sailed around halfway around the globe. We refitted in Australia last year, and then we took it out here to French Polynesia. I want to take you on a tour, show you around, show you all the gear, all the stuff we refitted, what's special about this boat, and what you can do about it. When we were looking for a boat in the beginning, we were looking especially for a boat this size. On this boat, you can fit many people on board. So there's 13 cabins. There is plenty of space outside. There's these different sections where you can sit many people. We have this area up here where you can sit actually 20 people. Normally we use it for sitting, enjoying the sundowner. You have the 360 degrees ocean view. There's a nice breeze up here. Actually, this cover on the top protects very well from sun, of course, and also from wind. There's a zipper all the way around, so you can take the windows and fold down, and then you can even sit here on a rainy day. So there's also mounted a light strip all the way around here, so you can sit here in the nighttime and you can play games, play cards, or whatever. You have enough light for that. On the very back here, we have mounted the solar panels. So there's in total 2,700 watts. Each cell is 450, and they are mounted in 2 sections. So half of it goes to one MPPT charger, and the other one goes to another MPPT charger. And the reason for that is when you have shadow on one side, it won't affect the charging from the other side. There's life rafts mounted down here. That's just for spare. We have extra ones on the top. But there is life rafts for everyone here. And actually inside all these seats, there is storage place. So that's where we keep all the cleaning stuff. It's kept up in this one. From the helmet itself, we refitted all the navigation equipments. So we changed everything for Garmin. They're sitting a big chart plotter. Everything is connected together so you can see the depth, you can see the wind. You have the GPS, the map, and here you have the autopilot, so you can see the rudder, where it's positioned. And these are all connected together with the NMEA 2000. There's also sitting a gauge for each tank. You have the water tanks, you have the diesel tanks, and you can all see it on this map. There's in the 2 main cabins sitting a chart plotter in each cabin, so you can see all the different information. And even if the captain goes to bed and you're crossing an ocean, he can still keep an eye on the map down from the cabin. And also there's a radar in the mast, same stuff connected to here. Then we also last year refitted 2 new engines in. We changed for the John Deere engine. There's a total horsepower of 250. And these 2 engines are, I will show you around down in the engine room. And then now I will take you on a tour, so follow me. First thing we see is this. We call it the day bed. So this is a big mattress that's used for mostly for sunning, but also in the morning you see there is a big soft mattress here. So sometimes in the morning we have the big yoga team, so everybody can go here and do their morning yoga. There is these big pillows, and they are made of a special material so water will easily penetrate it, so they will dry very easily. And that's the same for all the cushions on the boat outside. Is made of the same material. They will actually dry very fast. So if you have rain in the morning, you can go out when the rain is stopping and they will be dry 1 hour later. And then also we have mounted the Starlink. So you have Wi-Fi everywhere you go. Because of the boat is made of aluminum, then Wi-Fi won't reach the whole boat. So the router itself is connected with a mesh, so you can almost reach it everywhere on the boat. There's also AIS on the boat. So there's 1 antenna for the AIS here, and there's 1 antenna in the mast for the VHF radio. We split it in 2 as a backup. So if anything happened and you cross the ocean, then you can still, change for one of them. And our plan with the boat from the beginning, as said, we bought it in Seychelles Islands. We bought it from a charter company. So the boat has been used as a charter boat since day one. When we took over, we had a dream that we will take people on diving tours to the most remote areas in the world. And that's why we built it. We changed a lot of stuff so you can go out on tours, and we haven't been in a marina for several months at the time. So the boat is, yeah, it's a pretty strong and solid boat, and you can take it everywhere. On the deck here we have, so all the winches is Anderson winches. This one is Haken and this one is fully electric. This one is for the main hoist from the mainsail. There's sitting one more electrical going from the furler, so the two sails you use the most, the mainsail and the furler, you can easily use them by electric winches. All right, and then we go down to the deck. So as you see on this boat, we have plenty of space. When we go on tours, the boat is very solid. It's very strong, so you can actually also sit up here even in waves. It's not moving that much, so you can keep a glass on the table, you can enjoy the sun up here, you can use the trampolines. And all the deck paint has actually just been redone. So if you take a look on the sand, it's all very fresh and very good grip on this one. The anchor, the chain is 14 mil. It's 190 meters. The anchor I cannot show you right now, but it's 110 kilo Rockner anchor and it's rock solid, grips in every seabed. The trampoline is new. They are 1.5 years. And the windlass itself is down here. Another feature in this boat, there's a high pressure cleaner mounted in the boat, so you can just pull out the hose, and there's a 25-meter hose, so you can reach all the boat with that. And the windlass, of course, electric. They're sitting two big battery mounted under the deck here. You have access if you go down here. They charged by a Victron charger. So the reason for that is you have very great distance on this boat. So there's going 240 volts down to that room, and then there's sitting a charger charging these batteries, making sure they are always full. There's a nice access inside from this door. And what we really like about this boat is even if you're many people on the boat, you don't have this area where you get stuck in the door on the other side, because you have easy access. You can go out here, enjoy this area and go back down here. Also, this allows a breeze to get inside the boat. So if you keep this door open, you will always have a nice breeze inside the boat. In the front rooms up here, that's just storage. There's one storage room down here and the same on the other side. And the whole boat is mostly symmetric, but not this room. This one is the workshop. That's where the dive compressor is. That's where all the spare parts is hidden. And I want to show you that later. Also during the night, we have lights on the deck all the way around. If you're staying inside the fancy marinas, then we have the blue lights up here that's lighting up the mast. There's these big boxes. Those boxes are just made of wood and fiberglass. They allow us to keep a lot of water toys on the boat. And this one is just used for gasoline, for some paddles and spear guns. They are just, you can just remove them. They're not mounted, they're just put on the deck. And as I said, the boat is very solid, so they won't move. There's a life raft here. This one is for 25 people. There's one similar on the other sides, so you have easy access from both sides. These boxes, the same, they are just for diving equipment. So we like to get every cabin on board, get 2 rooms, so you can fit your fins, your mask and all your gears down here. So when you go on sailing, you don't have gears everywhere. It's very nice that you can store it away. Down here there's the engine room. We'll take a tour down there. And all this is access for the cabins, of course. Så skal I lige smutte indenfor. All right. And down here we have the diving cylinder filling station. So, on this boat, we like to go on diving tours in very remote areas. And since we have many people on board, we need a large capacity of diving cylinders. We have 12 of these 12 liters steel tanks. And we mounted them down here so you have easy access from the filling station. So, compressor is mounted all the way in the front, and there's running a pipe all the way through the ship down to this panel. So you just easily take on this filling hose, you put it on the cylinder, and then you fill it, and in 1 minute you can fill up one cylinder. So it's a very fast system, and it allows you to take all divers out every day. And also this hose is 6 meters, so you can even go out on a diving tour, you can come back and you can just leave all the BCDs and cylinders in the boat, and you just put the hose down in the boat and you can fill all the tanks and go on. So it's very easy and very fast to go on diving on this boat. And they're sitting 2 of these valves, so but it's going so fast, so we just used one of them to fill all the cylinders, and then we kept the other one in spare. And then we have a nice plateau down here, so it's really nice when you go sailing and when you catch a big fish or whatever, you can get it on board. You can stay here even when sailing. So waves won't get up on this plateau, so you have easy access. There's a little shower you can pull out and use this as a shower. And the ladders is easy. We just flip them up when we're sailing and leave them there, but they are very easy to get up also with the diving gears on. Right here we have the hoist system for the big tenders. So the big one will go up here, and then we have these 2 arms. So first we'll lift it up, we put out the arms, and then we just put it down to this. So when we go sailing, we can actually take the tender and we can strap it down to the deck, so there won't be any movement of the tender down here. It's very nice, even if you go in big waves, that the tender can be on the boat and you won't hear noise from it. It's very, very solid when you strap it down to the deck. And then also we have from outside here, there's lighting. So during the night, you have easy workspace here with all the lights. Underwater, there's also lights, so you can see all the fish and all the manta rays. They really like that, so they come up to the light during the night. The anti-fouling is done last year. Yeah, you can see it looks pretty clean. All right, now I want to show you the inside. So this is where you enter the main saloon. We go down these ladders. There's a nice handle, and you see all these surfaces is nice and shiny. So this one is the main saloon. Down here we can fit all 26 people. We can sit in 2 groups, so if we want to do like the class for the diving, we can split up in 2 groups. You can easily sit here. There's more chairs upstairs, so you can just fit in chairs. We have these for glasses and all that stuff. We just keep them in these big boxes. And there's a nice LED lighting from the tops, all these spots. So when you're sitting here in the night, there's different sections you can turn on. So if you want plenty of light, you just turn all that on. And all these drains down here is for water. They are just connected all together, so it's easy to wash down here. You just put plenty of water, clean it down, and then all the water will drain out from here. Inside here we have the battery, and we have easy access, so you can see all the information about the charging, the solar panels and whatever. Right now it's early in the morning, so there's no really sun on the solar panels, but during the day they will catch up. And then inside we have this large area, the big gallery, the kitchen. And this kitchen is built for many people. There's nice surface of steel. It's very easy to clean. Every surface actually in this boat is made of some hard shiny stuff, so it's easy to clean. It's pretty rough. You can take chemicals and clean it down. There's a very nice 6 burners stove inside here. That's only 1 year old. And there's this nice vent taking all the heat from when you're cooking. It takes all the heat outside the boat, so it won't get that hot in here. There's also the fans. There's a view outside. There's a nice big sink here. And all the water you have in every sink on the boat is drinkable. They're all connected to the water tanks. So yeah, that's very nice. And there's a big dishwasher. And when we use it, we just do every night, clean everything up. You just use this, it takes 30 minutes for one towards cleaning. So yeah, it's very nice. There's a big American style fridge, ice maker. There's two ice makers in this one. There's sitting one for the ice cubes, and then there's these big ice balls. That's for you. And then of course there's a microwave. There's a toaster, a blender, and all that kind of gear. This boat has electrical system that can power up everything. All right, I'll just throw this one out. All right, inside here we have the water machine itself. It cleans the water, but in the water tanks, the water is very clear. So when it comes out from the water maker, it's down to 20, 25 TDS, but this one, it heats the water and it's cooling down the water. So when you wake up in the morning, you just pour yourself a coffee, you can just take it from here or take cold water. And here we have the handheld VHF. That's very nice when you go out in the tenders. You always keep a radio with you so you can get in contact with the mothership. And inside here, the little office, there's a printer and access to all the electrical stuff. And there's, you want me to show you all this? And then we have all the Victron chargers. So right now, it's hard to get access, but there's one more in here. So these chargers, they are mounted that way, so we have a three-phase system powering the boat. So each one of them is 5,000 watts. So this one is the phase 1, and then they're setting the phase 2 here and the phase 3. And actually we have a backup inside here. All right, so that's just the multi-plus, the 3,000, and that's just a backup. So if you have a problem or anything, or let's say you in that case you need a small portable generator or whatever, then you can just mount it up with this one and you can still charge the boat. And or if you go to a marina and they only have single phase power, then you can use this one to power up the boat. Right now they are connected with the generator. The boat has a quite large generator, but you can also take the cable from this one directly to the shore power, and then you can just adjust them so they will not pull that much, because the boat has a lot of power. Right here you have access for also the VHF that's actually connected to the one on the bridge. But when it's very windy, it's nice, you can stand down here. There's access to the water maker. There's two water makers, but we only use this one, the big one. That's the control here, and the small ones, we have the control for the generators. Yeah, all the bilge pump and stuff you can control from here. All right, and all these luggers is just for like electrical stuff. And everything on this boat is put into boxes, so you won't have these open electrical connections and stuff. All this area is just made for storage. So original, the boat has, when we took over, 2 couches here. If you would like to use it as charter, 2 couches will be fine. This one is just mounted on the floor here, so it's very easy to take out. We just like, you know, when we go on diving tours, we just like to have all the equipment in here, so it's easy access. And then we have this big storage for tools and stuff, so you can just roll it out, and then you have tools for all the diving equipment and for all the stuff. But it's very easy to remove, and yeah, but it's very nice to have also with charging for all the diving lamps and all that kind of stuff. And of course we have some medication and all that stuff hidden down here. And then there is a nice big freezer that's uploaded, and then there is a freezer and a fridge. And this is the mini bar for the whole boat. So that's why we keep a lock on it. But this one, find space for all that kind of stuff. And then we use the other one for the food. And this one we also use for the food storage. All right, let's move further on. So when you walk around this boat, you will notice there's a pretty good height. Me, myself, I'm 1.97, so there's a good standing height on this boat. And all the cabins are made from the same layout. So every cabin has its own toilet, bathroom, and the same size of the mattress. Everybody have the same access for power. There's 220 volt in the sockets. There's also a USB, and there's sitting an AC 5000 BTU in each cabin under the bed, so you can cool down each cabin differently. All right, and then there is this access for outside, and it's very nice standing here with the breeze coming in. Okay. And the boat is symmetric. So when we see the boat now, I'll just show you this room, but it's the same on the other side. And up here you have some electrical installation, that's for all the ACs. So you can shut them off differently if you have to work on them or anything. Access here. So this is pretty much the layout of a cabin. You have a bed, you have 2 lights with the USB, you have access for the AC. There's nice storage in here. Then we have a locker in here where you keep your life vests, and there's in each cabin there's 2 life vests. And the toilets in here, they are all made the same way. So if I go out here, you can pull out this one, and then you have your shower, and then you have drain from each cabin. Is going down to these are going down to pumps. The other one upstairs, they just drain directly out. And now I think it's time to see some of the more technical stuff. All right. So first thing I want to show is the workshop on the front. So down here we have the workshop, we call it. That's where we keep all the spare parts. That's where we keep the washing machines, the dive compressor, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so this is the workshop, and down here we have mounted the diving compressor. That's a 250 PE from Bauer compressor. And this compressor is mounted 3-phase power, and it's kept down here so it's very nice and dry. There's sitting automatically ventilation down here, so when it goes on, all this room will get cooled down by the big fans. And also it's mounted with this special system, so these big cylinders is like a battery. So when this one goes on automatically every night when we turn on the generator, then they will start filling up these ones. And they put these ones to pressure, 300 bars, and then during the day you can just tap directly from these ones to the smaller cylinders. And the reason for that is so we can keep the generator runtime down, because it takes some time to fill up all these cylinders. But if you pressurize all these tanks during the night when you like to charge the batteries and cool down all the cabins, then in the morning everything is ready for another diving day. So as I said, it will take about 1 minute to fill up a diving cylinder from this system. So it's very fast and very polite. There's also a washing machine down here, and there's a dryer, so everybody on board can get their clothes washed and dried, and they are all connected with the battery bank, so actually they can run anytime. Also, this machine can run directly from the battery, but we like to use it just directly from the generator. Inside here there's a switch, so if, let's say, you're out on a day and you go only on the engines and you want to fill up the system, you just go down here and you just switch it on. Then it uses the power directly from the engines to power up everything here. And also we have all these spare parts. Here there's some extra paint from the anti-fouling, so we have all the paint for an extra layer. We have backup paint if there's a scratch in the deck or whatever. There's wires, through holes, service kits for diving, service kits for compressor, for the main engine, and from anything, yes. And actually down here you can see the insulation. So the whole boat is made of aluminum, but there's no noise in the hull. And there's no noise because all the vibrations is taken by all this insulation, so you won't have any, you know, that noise you normally have in metal ships. There's no noise in this ship. Everything is insulated with this stuff inside the boat. All right. And of course I want to show you the engine room. So right here from the deck we have access to the engine room. There's a ladder going down here, and it's a whole cabin for itself. There's light in the roof. And there is plenty of space down here. So first thing down here, there's many systems. This room is very nice and dry. There's sitting fans, so when the engine turns on, there's a big fan changing all the air down here, so it's always very nice and dry down here. This is the John Deere engine changed last year. There's a similar one on the other side. And this one, as the other side, is mounted with a big output of alternator. This is 175 amps, 24 volt. It's connected with the wake speed controller or regulator sitting in here. And it's the same on both sides. This one is the wake speed, the other one is the Belmar. It secures the output of the alternator to be most efficient. So when you want to charge up the lithium battery banks on engines, this one will make sure that it goes the best ways possible. Down here we also have access to the water pumps. These one are automatic, they're sitting 2 pumps. One of them is actually just a backup. So let's say you go on a tour and we always want to keep backups. So if you go on a tour and you want to make service of one of the pumps, you just switch it on this one and you use this pump instead, and then you can do the service on this one. And also there is oil and spare parts and everything kept in here, an extra starter battery. They're sitting on both engine rooms. It's made this way so all the cooling water go through one strainer. So they're sitting one big strainer here. It's sitting in positive pressure. So you can shut it off down here with the valves, take it up, clean it, put it back again, and you can drain it just easily by loosening these up a little bit. And that makes sure no air is stuck inside. So even if you go in heavy weather and there will come bubble inside, you can just easily just drain it out. There's also sitting the cooling pumps for the ACs. So there's one here and there's sitting 2 big ones here. And actually also this is the same system, so you have one you use and there's one backup. All right. This one is the generator. So it's 43 kilowatt, and we actually just ordered a new one from Australia. It will be here in about a week, and then we will change this one out. So not much to say about that. And all the electrical system, especially for the high power, is kept in these lockers. So everything can be kept nice and dry. All right, and up here is setting the pump for the autopilot. And in here is a locker for the 24 volt. Yeah. I think that's it for now.
Okay, sorry. Yes.
All right. On this side, the port side of the boat, we have mounted the deck crane. So for the big tender, we have the hoist system on the back, and this one is for the other tender. It's hydraulic and electric. You can pull it out and in, it can go up and down, and it can turn all the way around. So it's all controlled by a remote. You mount on the back, and then you take it on the side, and then you just lift the tender up, and then you just put it on this mount right here. It's very easy, and you only have to be one person to use it, and that's very nice. You can use it one person, you can lift the tender. If you want to take food on board or whatever big boxes you ordered, you can just lift it on board with this one. We actually use it one for big tuna when we caught them. From the main saloon, we also have access to some extra cabins down here. Those cabins are also very nice, and I want to show you the space we have inside. So as I said, all the cabins have their own air condition. It's 5000 BTU. It's mounted under the bed, so you have the unit itself. It's cooled by the water from the main pump in the engine room. So that's one of the room. On the other side, you just have storage. And under the floor itself, just to see, I just closed this for a short time, just for 2 seconds. All right. So you see all the floor on the boat we can lift up, and then you have access to underneath. It's just a bare aluminum. That's where all the hoses and all the wires is running. Yeah, and it's nice and dry.